What is up, everyone? And today I am bringing a deck profile on my Mikanko deck, or I guess more specifically Mikanko Dogmatika, because I am playing a Dogmatika engine in this. Now there are other ways you can play Mikankos, like also see some people play Runic with it, but I really like the Dogmatika engine, and also just mainly because I don't have Runic. So now Mikanko is a very interesting strategy to where it focuses on equipped spells, and this is a going second strategy. You're not really going first. Though you do have going first plays with this as well, so whether you're going first or you're going second, there are still plays. Because if you're going first, then you have the Dogmatika engine. But if you're going second, you can rely on the Mikanko cards. So, make sure to like, subscribe, and let's get right into the deck profile. First, I run 3 copies of Omihime. Basically, while Omihime is in your hand, you can you can reveal it to search your deck for 1 Mikanko card, then discard 1 card. You're never really going to ritual summon it because we don't really even play the ritual cards. We don't even have a way to ritual summon it. You more so mainly want it for the search effect. Now, as far as Mikanko monsters, we don't play a whole lot, just because they are searchable and they have like it's more of a control. It focuses more on the equipped spells rather than the monsters themselves. But we do play 2 copies of Huli. So while you control an equipped card, your opponent cannot target Mikanko cards you control with card effects. And if either player equips an equipped card to this card, you can add 1 Mikanko trap from your deck to your hand. And that's definitely pretty good, because the traps are actually pretty solid. They'll really only run 1 of each. Also run 1 Hare. So if this card becomes equipped, if an equipped card becomes equipped to this card, you can add 1 Mikanko equipped spell from your deck to your hand. So Huli is sort of like your spell trap searcher, while Hare is like your equipped spell searcher. Also run 3 copies of Ashoka Pillar. Ashoka Pillar is a card that honestly, before looking into this deck, I didn't even know existed. So if this card is summoned, you can add 1 equipped spell from your deck to your hand. And that's mainly what you're going to use it for, just that effect. The rest of it is pretty irrelevant, because the deck focuses on the equipped spells, as the equipped spells are going to do most of the heavy lifting in this deck. And since the equipped spells can be equipped to your opponent's monsters, it gives you a lot of additional effects, whether it be negating, stealing. So the heavy emphasis is on the equipped spells more than the monsters. But I do run 1 Dogmatika Maximus and 1 Dogmatika Ecclesia. Maximus is important for your Dogmatika plays, because this gives you access to your Shadal prison, gets the Shadals you want in the grave. And Ecclesia gives you access to Dogmatika Maximus. I do also run a bunch of hand traps, like 3 Ash, 2 Ogre, 3 Veiler, and 3 Nibiru. Moving on to the spells, I run 3 of the Mikanko Water Arabesque. During main phase, you can spell summon a Mikanko monster from your hand or deck with a different original named than the equipped monster. And if you do, equip it with this card. Then return the monster that this card was previously equipped to the hand. So basically what you're going to do, as you're going second, so you're going to equip this to one of your opponent's monsters, special summon one of your own Mikankos, then Arabesque would transfer to one of those Mikankos, and your opponent's monster gets bounced back to the hand. So it's kind of like removal with steps. Also run 1 Reflection Rondo. While it's equipped to an opponent's monster, and while you control a Mikanko monster, take control of that equipped monster, and neither player can activate the effects of the equipped monsters while you control it. So while Rondo is sort of like a compulse that bounces back to your hand, Rondo is a snatch steal. And when this card leaves the field, you can send that equipped monster to the graveyard. So I would say Water Arabesque and Rondo are your 2 best, but I wouldn't say any of the equips are necessarily bad. Next, I run 1 Mayawashidori. I think that's how it's pronounced. So at the end of the standard step, if your Mikanko monster battles, you can target 1 card on the field, return to the hand. And if this card is in your graveyard, you target 1 Mikanko monster in your graveyard, supposed to summon it. So Mayawashidori is sort of like your center. Then you also got the Fire Dance, And this one you can target one monster you control and one monster your opponent controls, return them to the hand. So this one is like the weaker version of Water Abyss, where instead of only bouncing your opponent, it bounces both. So you get like 2 bounces if you have both the Water Arabesque and the Fire Dance. Also play 2 copies of the Great Mikanko Ceremony. Ceremony allows you to spell summon Mikanko monsters from your hand, ignoring your summon conditions. So this is kind of like, I think this is like the one way you can actually summon Omahime. I'm not 100% sure on the ruling on that, but it's returned to the hand during your opponent's end phase. And during your main phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard to send one Mikanko card from your deck to the graveyard. Ceremony is definitely very important, and it's most likely going to be that, or Water Arabesque is going to be the card you're going to be searching off of the Huli. Or no, it is what you're going to be searching off the Huli. Whichever one was like a spell searcher. But it's really good because the secondary effect works really well with the traps, because then you can send your traps to the graveyard. Also run 3 copies of Nadir's Servant, as well as 2 copies of Preparation of Rites. Moving on to the traps, I got 1, Mikanko Rivalry. Rivalry, if you control a Mikanko monster, you can target one face-up monster on the field, equip it with 1 equipped spell from your deck that can equip to it. If an equipped spell is sent to your graveyard while this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card, target 1 equipped spell in your graveyard, add to your hand. So this allows you to grab back one of your Mikanko monsters, or not Mikanko monsters, one of your equipped spells that is in the graveyard. Next, we run 1 copy of Mikanko Spirit Walk. Similar to Rivalry, it equips an equip spell from your deck to your opponent's. Spirit Walk, you can target 1 face-up monster opponent controls. You equip that to a face-up monster or to 1 Mikanko monster you control as an equipped spell. So basically, it turns one of your opponent's monsters into an equipped spell. So the Spirit Walk and Rivalry are sort of like your going first options along to the Dogmatika engine. And additionally, what's in the graveyard, you can banish this card from the graveyard to spell summon one of your Mikanko monsters that is banished or in your hand. And that's definitely going to be really good. Also run the 1 Shaddoll Schism for the Dogmatika to basically get out the Winda, because you're not really going to summon a whole lot, and you don't really need to summon a whole lot. Most likely you're just going to steal your opponent's monsters and then make a big monster with them. So let's say you have Winda out on the field, and then let's say they have, for example, I don't know, let's say you're going against, let's say Ryzeal Detonator, for example. You can use one of your Mikankos, take it, link it away, and that counts as your 1 summon. Also run 3 Infinite Impermanence. Again, just an overall pretty good trap. For the fusions, we run 2 Opclone. Opclone is very important because that's what gets you to your Shaddoll Schism. Also run 3 copies of the El Shaddoll Winda and 3 copies of the El Shaddoll Construct. We don't really use our extra deck too much, so more or less just use this as fodder for like Shaddoll Schism and Maximus. Also run 2 copies of Garura and 2 copies of Elder Entity Natus as like other options to use for the Shaddoll Schism. And lastly, for Link monsters, I run the 1 SP Little Knight, the 1 Nightmare Unicorn, and the 1 Axis Code Talker. That's it for my Mikanko deck profile, and I'll see you in the next video I make. Bye.